Yeah. We live in the building, live in the flesh.
See that
Flea, what's
red
going
dot?
on, my brother?
My brother. What up? What up? You see that red dot?
Uh, yeah. That red dot is on. Y'all know when the red light is on, we are live in the building. Big shout out to everybody. You know what I mean? Let's let some people get in the building first
Yo, Wi-Fi
before we get
popping
this thing
today.
started.
This extra clear? You
Yeah,
extra
I ain't gonna
clear?
lie. Yeah. Listen, the Wi-Fi not doing bad today. Last couple of days, listen, man. Lord have mercy.
Yo, it's janking today.
Yeah. How you feeling first and foremost?
I'm good, man. Good weekend. A lot of hoops, a lot of
Nice.
sports, a lot of everything this weekend. This weekend was
Yeah.
jam-packed.
Listen,
Yankees got
man.
their ass kicked up on.
Listen to tonight. Some big
They got
games
to win
going on.
tonight.
Yankee. Yeah, they better win tonight.
They lose
Listen.
tonight, they're getting swept.
Yeah. Listen. Yankees. Big game tonight. Giants. Pittsburgh. That's a big game tonight. The
Monday Night
Knicks.
Football.
Knicks. Huge game tonight. And then the nightcap. Lakers versus Phoenix. In Phoenix, I want to see now. This to me will tell me if the Lakers is the real deal. So tonight,
This tonight is going to tell you if the Lakers is in or not.
yeah, for real. Like,
Regular
you
all
know,
bullshit, y'all. Regular all bullshit, y'all.
we'll get to that. But
Yes.
first and foremost, man, AllBall TV, we in the building. Our brother Fabian is not here, but he's here in spirit. He's doing well. He had a little emergency with his family, but
Super producer.
everything is good.
Super producer. Super producer.
Yes.
Fabian.
So
My brother.
right. So we're gonna get this thing started, man. We're gonna start off with Knicks. Why
Blowing
would we not
orange.
start off with that?
Blowing orange.
Um, right. So the other night, Knicks played against the
Mm-hmm.
Indiana Pacers,
Mm-hmm.
and boy, did we flame their asses up. I need to get your perspective on this, Flea. What did us, your words, thumping the
Mm-hmm.
Pacers? What did that do for you? Seeing how we came out against the Celtics and got our asses kicked, to come right back at home and give the Pacers the business. Did that do anything for you as far as our Knicks? Did that give you any type of you know,
It,
good?
well, here, this is what it did for me, OG. That game against Boston, right? We look like a brand new team. We look like a team never played with each other. We look like a team that had a lot of new pieces. We looked like a team that lost pieces. Like we look like a brand new team. It's funny how a night or two could just change that. Because against Indiana, we look like a well-oiled machine. We look like we've been playing with each other for a season or two. We look like we knew what one another was doing. Obviously, it was a big bright spot for me to see Cat get 15 rebounds. Forget what he did on the offensive end. The fact that he had 15 rebounds the other night was big for me. I thought that was a big part of the game. Bridges. I thought Bridges was the piece that really woke up, that really, got things going. Everybody's concerned about his shot and how he's changed up his shot. I think he said to hell with that and just let it go. And, he had a very good game against Indy. All our guys was in double figures. It was just a good showing. It was good to bounce back, let Indiana know that we're a better team than them because they think that they're on par with us. For some reason, they beat us in the playoffs. They think they're on par with us. I know how you feel about Indiana. They're not. And then holding Tyrese Halliburton to 0 for 8 shooting. I know you want to get there. 0 for 8 shooting with Mikal Bridges being the primary defender. I like our team, man. I don't care what nobody says. I like our team. We going in the right direction. Your thoughts on the Indy game and what you expecting for tonight? We got Cleveland.
So the Indy game, I expected us to win. Remember, we was on here, and we brought up DraftKings and what was the spread and what should we do. And remember, I think the spread was 6. And
Mm-hmm.
Fabian was afraid to take that spread. And what I said, we're gonna win between 8 and 10. But Indiana is not a good basketball team, and this is why I was mad that we lost to them. You seen them yesterday against Philly. They lose to Philly without Embiid and Paul George. Tyrese
Let
Maxey
Maxey go for 40.
flame their asses up. Tyrese Halliburton is overrated. I'm sorry. I realize in entertainment. If they want to make you something, they will make you something. They tried their best to make Halliburton a superstar. Remember, with the playing against the Lakers, I'm not saying he's not a good player. I'm not saying he's not a good point guard. But what they are trying to do, when you look at that roster and watch that team play, team is trash. Let's be realistic. So that's why Fleet, how many times have I told you? Losing to Indiana game 7 at home till this day, that
I
shit
pissed you off.
it kills me.
Yeah.
I will never get over that because when you watch Indiana, that team is trash. I'm sorry.
Hold on. Darlene's in the building. Got to give Darlene some love. I'll let you do the honors, OG. We got to show her some love.
Yes. Always big shout out, Darlene. We ain't see you in a couple days.
Big shout
Always
out
a
to you,
pleasure.
Darlene.
Big shout out to everybody in the chat, but
Everybody in the
we got to
chat,
give
bro.
special shouts out. Darlene is in the building.
Yes.
But yeah, Fleet. I was happy that we blew their asses out. I was hoping he was gonna blow them out by 50. But I'm still a little nervous because, my opinion, I don't think Indiana is the team we need to be worried about. I'm happy that we beat them, but I want to see how we look against Philly when they're healthy, Milwaukee, of course, Boston again, Orlando and Miami. I'm not afraid of Miami, but
Even this team tonight.
Yeah.
Cleveland 3-0.
But for me, and how long I've been saying this, Cleveland is always going to be a good regular season team. I'm not worried about Cleveland in the playoffs because who they are in the regular season, who they are in the playoffs, two totally different teams against us. Rather,
we own them.
Exactly.
We own them in the playoffs. We own them.
But I'm so happy that we beat down Indiana because I despise the Pacers. That's a fact. No, seriously, because like you said, they really think they on that same level as us and above.
Yeah.
So I loved it. And holding Halliburton to 0, Donut 0 for 8, 0 for 7 for 3-point. And we just totally took him out of the game to the point where second half he was irrelevant. You couldn't even play him.
OG, Carlisle sat him. He didn't even play him. Like, I think it was mid-third quarter or something. He didn't even play him for the rest of the game.
Stick a fork in him. Done.
I've never seen that. Maybe we've seen that. I got to go look back. Your superstar point guard doesn't shoot well. Y'all are getting thumped, and you go away from him?
Now, Carlisle taking out his superstar because he figured the game was over. I got to get your opinion on this. Our coach, we up 30. 5 minutes left in the game. The starting 5 is still in the game. Please give me your thoughts on that. I have to ask you, what's your opinion on that?
I'm in agreement with you. Right? In the middle of the season, game 30, 35, and we're up 25-30. Yes, Brunson should not be on the floor. If we can find ways to get Cat off the floor, get him off the floor. If we can find ways to get our starters some extra rest, get them off the floor. My only thing is, OG, is that it's a brand new team. We're trying to get reps. We're trying to understand each other. The way the NBA is too, 20-point leads ain't secure no more. We watched Golden State for years, 2 or 3 possessions, clean out a 20-point lead, and now it's a game after 2 or 3 possessions. So I think it says this. I think it says Tibbs doesn't trust us yet. He doesn't trust this squad yet.
Okay.
He's trying to figure out who he can trust, who he can't trust, what lineups work, what lineups don't. So, like I said, I fully agree with you. I ain't giving you no pushback on that. When you up 30, can you get your top guys off the floor and get some of your reserves some minutes? I would love that. But I don't think we're there yet to where, we can mess around. We got to get early wins, OG. We got to.
Now, getting the win, I totally agree. But I disagree with you on this tape. We up 30. Halliburton is not coming back in the game. I don't even remember seeing Siakam. I don't even remember him on the court that game. So for me, Tibbs is playing a dangerous game. Every time somebody went up for a layup and I see somebody fall on the floor or for a rebound, my heart stopped, my stomach turned because I'm like, yo, if somebody gets injured up 30, not up 10, not up 15, up 30,
Mm-hmm.
we have a major problem.
Mm-hmm.
Tibbs has to figure that out, Flea.
Mm-hmm.
This is on him. You cannot do this. Now, I understand sending a message to the NBA and to the Pacers. You ain't on our level. I get that. But nowhere in the world starting five should be in the game up 30 with fives, maybe six, but definitely was like five and some change left. Tibbs was playing a dangerous game. But overall, it was a nice bounce back from that Boston debacle. Because that was terrible. And I was saying it. We all said it. We had to bounce back for that game, man. And because,
Absolutely.
like I said, right now the East is tough. Make a statement, and look who we playing tonight. Cleveland Cavaliers, 3-0. What's your preview on that game tonight? Tell me, how do you feel? How confident you feel about us at home going against the Cleveland Cavaliers? Because they will be a team we have to deal with later on down the line and possibly in the playoffs.
I think when I look at Cleveland, I think they've gotten better. And why I said they got better is because Mobley has gotten better. Like Evan Mobley has figured out that he's a good basketball player, maybe even an all-star level player, maybe a great player. But I think right now he's a damn good player. And I think that's what they needed to like take another step, right? You could see in the first round of the playoffs last year, that step that he took. Then they played Boston in the second round, right? They played Boston. And did they play Boston? They beat
Yeah, no,
They
no,
beat
no, no. They
they beat
played Indiana. They played
no. They played
they
Boston
beat Orlando in the first round. Right. They played
in 7
Boston.
games,
Right.
and they played Boston. But in that
Right.
Boston series, I think Mobley was like 20-8 or something like that. But you could
Yeah.
see, right? You could see the emergence, and he's piggybacking right off of that end of last year going into this season. Obviously Mitchell is going to be Donovan Mitchell. He's going to be the guy that they go to get a bucket. But the first 3 games I've noticed out of Cleveland is Garland. Garland looks like he wants to play basketball again. Garland looks like he's reinterested in playing again. I know you were big on him, possibly moving him. Not feeling like he's an all-star level point guard anymore. You yourself said it, OG. You was like, I don't know about this kid Garland no more. Those 3 guys are intricate for them. What I think could take them to the next level is moving Jared Allen and getting something for him. Right? Wow. Like the Twin Towers is cool. It's cool. But I think Mobley needs room to operate, especially as his game grows. If they could move Jared Allen and get something from him, I don't know what. I'm not saying move him and I got the answers. But if they could get some more shooting, another guy that they can go to get a bucket, some bench scoring, shit like that. If they could fill out that roster with moving him, because he's a hot commodity. He defends, he rebounds, blocks shots, rim protect. Somebody will want it. And with all that being said, I see us beating them tonight. With all that being said, I see us beating them tonight. We just build off the momentum we had against Indiana. Jalen Brunson tired of Aaron Nesmith thinking he could guard him. He's tired of Naismith thinking he could guard. Did you see that shit, OG? He said, get this motherfucker out of here.
Come on, man.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here. So I just like that confidence from Jalen Brunson. He always plays well against Cleveland, right? Brunson always eats against Cleveland. This will be another opportunity for Cat to show us what he's made of. He had that battle against Miles Turner. Now he's going to be able to battle against these 2 7-footers. We'll see how he does with them. I feel good about tonight.
Got you. Listen, shout out everybody in the chat. If y'all could, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, tell a friend. We are in the building. Fabian had an emergency, but he's here in spirit as always. AllBall TV, y'all already know we giving y'all the real basketball talk, thorough, authentic. Getting back.
What you got tonight, OG?
Cleveland,
what you looking like?
Cleveland is an exciting team to watch, but they're not scary to nobody.
The coaching change. I like your take on the coaching change. Atkinson.
Okay.
There now.
Okay.
That's the other piece.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's a good change, but I agree with the Evan Mobley take. I disagree with the Jared Allen take. I like Jared Allen over there if he can stay healthy.
Mhm.
They may have to make a move, like you said, get another shooter, get another piece, but I don't think it's to move Jared Allen. Cleveland is a scary team because they have a superstar. We can say what we want about Donovan Mitchell, but he puts up numbers just like all the superstars in the NBA. And at any given time, he can heat up and give you 50, 60, or 70.
Yeah.
70. So that's definitely a team that tonight I would love for us to beat. Now, to me, I'm not worried about them in the playoffs at all, not one bit. But in the regular season, I would love to beat them because that's definitely a team that has a lot of confidence and they're on a rise. So, I think tonight is going to be a very exciting game. It's going to be a fun game to watch. And like I said, with Donovan Mitchell, and then the Darius Garland tape. I'm glad you brought that up. I was starting to get worried about him.
You was hard on
Yeah,
him,
but
OG.
because come on, man, he's been having a solid career. He was an all-star, and then it just seems like last season he took a step back. And I seen one time on the court where Donovan Mitchell had to kind of like hold him down and hug him, and the young man was crying. So I don't know what was going on, mentally with him. But now, like you said, good.
Well, he did say, he kind of fell out of love with the game. He did say he was struggling. He did say he was struggling to love going to work every day. And he said with the work that he put in over the summer, getting to refocus, like he's loving basketball, right? And he's ready to rock. So and I could see the difference already. Preseason, the first couple of games, obviously it's an early season. We ain't played 10 games yet. But the first couple of games, he looks good. He looks like he's ready to rock. So
hey, we got to give a big shout out to Matthew Carter, man, with the super chat, man. Appreciate it. And also, he like Matthew Carter, appreciate the news. Christy Sides, Indiana Fever's head coach, was fired. Just real briefly, how do you feel about that?
First time they've made the playoffs, I think since Tamika Catchings was playing for them, right? So it's been a while. The type of coaching Caitlin Clark needs may not come from Christy Sides, right? They may need to bring somebody in there more relatable, somebody that is prepared for the type of attention that team and that player is about to get for the next few years. We're talking about maybe the next 10 years. This Caitlin Clark woman is going to be, the talk of the NBA. I mean, talk of the WNBA. So I hate to see coaches get fired. She got fired. Teresa Weatherspoon got fired from the Chicago Sky. The coach for the Connecticut Sun, she just got fired a couple hours ago. So they are letting these WNBA coaches go. But specifically for the Fever, they may need to get another coach in there who is ready for that challenge.
I disagree. I don't think she should have been fired. They started off slow. Caitlin Clark started off slow, and then later in the season, she just picked up like wildfire. That has, my opinion, a little bit to do with coaching. And then, like you said, they got to the playoffs. And if I'm not mistaken, they played Minnesota in the first round, right?
Believe so.
Right. So you played a team that went to the chip.
Potential champion.
Right. So you didn't play cotton. You didn't play chopped liver. And under that coach, Caitlin Clark was, I think, all NBA first team. She rookie of the year. So for me, I get it when we want to blame the coaches, and a lot of times you can blame the coaches, a la Darvin Ham, a la Doc Rivers, situations like that.
Right.
But I don't think she should have been fired. I think they should have gave her at least another season. Because like I said, they lost to potential champions. And we see how good Minnesota was. They gave the Liberty a run for their money, and luckily we caught a break with the foul calls.
We caught a Hugh Hollins.
Right.
If y'all familiar.
Right.
Yeah.
or
because of
Minnesota
Hugh
would have been
Hollins.
champion, right? And Minnesota would have been champion. So I totally disagree. But like you said, we're gonna see who they're gonna get in there. But Indiana Fever had a better season than I thought they would have because the way
Mhm.
Caitlin Clark started off kind of slow, but as the season progressed, you see how great that young lady is. So big shout out to the whole WNBA, great season. But yeah, I disagree with that. But now tonight, Knicks, Cleveland.
Mhm.
Do you think this is an important game for both teams or just for one?
I think it's important for us.
Okay.
Cleveland's off to a 3-0 start, so I'm sure they want to go 4-0. I'm sure they want to continue on that stride. But for us, I think this might be part of the litmus test. This might be part of, what we look like up against good teams. Cleveland's a good team. Whether we want to call them a playoff team or not, they're a good team. They're going to pose matchup problems for us tonight. Them 7-footers
Right.
out there, how are we going to match up with them now? We only have one available 7-footer, right? Sims gets a lot of minutes tonight. Huck Porty gets a lot of minutes tonight. How do we combat those two 7-footers? And they have them on the floor together a lot. So, those are my concerns. But again, I think if we're talking about who's the better team, I'm going to roll with us. I'm going to roll with us having the better point guard. I'm going to roll with us having the better big. I'm going to roll with us having, the better wings, right? I'm so encouraged by Mikal Bridges' performance against the Indiana Pacers because people were throwing him away, including my brother OG. He was ready.
Right.
We gave away draft picks for this dude. He looked lost out there against Boston. That second half against Boston and that whole game against Indiana, I was thoroughly impressed with Bridges, just how comfortable he looked within the offense. So, like I said, I got us winning tonight. Barn burner. I got us winning by 5 points.
Now, you call me OG respectfully, and you my brother.
Mhm.
We have another person that's called OG on the Knicks.
Don't
OG,
start
this
your
is me.
shit.
No.
Talk to OG. Talk to OG. Talk to him.
This is OG talking to OG. We need you to get it together, bro. We gave you the max. Defensively, like I said, throughout the season, I know you're going to get better. We need some offense from you, bro. Seriously. Offensively, he doesn't seem engaged. It's like he's not even there, Flea. We need OG to be that OG from last season. If we have a chance of being successful this season, if we have a if OG isn't the OG that we know he can be, we don't have a chance against Boston. That's the ball. I'm not worried about Philly. I'm not, as long as Doc Rivers is in Milwaukee, I'm not worried about Milwaukee. I'm not worried about nobody in the East but the Boston Celtics. OG, we gave you the max because we want you here. Show us you want to be here, bro. On that court, we need some type of offense. Flea, real quick before we pivot to the next topic. Are you a little bit concerned about OG Anunoby?
Nah, I just think anything that we get from OG offensively is cake. Like anything else we get from him, especially with the team we have now, like with the offensive firepower we have now, if we getting 10 to 12, 14 points from him per game, OG, like I think
Hold on.
That's a win.
Hold on. Because I'm looking at the chat. Everybody in the chat. I'm not saying we have to depend on OG offensively.
Okay.
But if we paying you the max, you cannot average 10 to 12 points. I'm sorry, Flea. I'm sorry, Flea.
But you getting paid the max to score, or you getting paid the max to do other things besides score? The max don't come with you got to average 12 to 15 a game. That would be love. That would be great. I think that's asking a lot from him. Has he ever averaged 15 points a game?
Listen.
I wish
What
our
did he?
super producer was here. He could pull that
Right.
up. But like,
If somebody, because I ain't got the iPad, if somebody could in the chat, what did OG average last season? All I'm saying is, it's nowhere in the world, like I said, unless he's going to be a lockdown defender, where like literally, okay, if Tatum do get 30, his field goal percentage is terrible and the shots is tough, then okay. But we're not going to beat the Boston Celtics with OG averaging 10 points. We're just not. I disagree. If I'm wrong, then I come up here and say I'm dead wrong.
yeah,
But we cannot have OG out there on offensively just floating around. I'm sorry. We need him to hit shots. At least when he get the ball, we need him to knock down some shots. Last season, he was knocking down a corner 3-point shot.
yeah.
He was knocking down the mid-range. He was being aggressive, cutting and slashing and going to the basket. We seen him dunk over Joel Embiid. So don't tell me he doesn't have offensive skills. I'm not saying from the average 20. I'm not even saying from the average 17, 18. But if you give us between 13 and 16 on a consistent basis and knock down open shots, Flea, that's what we need for us to compete against these Boston Celtics.
So for him to average 16 points a game means how many shots is he averaging a game? What is his shooting percentages for him to even average 16 a game? Then I'm thinking about, well, Cat is going to get 12 to 15, 18, 20 shots a night. So is
Right.
Brunson. Bridges is an offensive threat. I think Bridges is a bigger offensive threat than OG, right? Hart has figured out that the spots that he could score in. I'm just saying, where does he get put in a position where he can average 16 points per game with what's on the floor, right? With what's on the floor with him.
Okay. Big shout out, Phoenix players, man. Our people is pulling up in the building. Appreciate y'all. Hit the like button, y'all. Share, subscribe right now. Hit the like button. Thank you, Phoenix players. He said 2021, he averaged 16. 22, he averaged 17. So
the best player on that team is Siakam, though.
No. Fleet, I get what you're saying, but my point is this: for us to be successful, I think this season we got to do what the Detroit Pistons did with Chauncey Billups in them. Nobody's going to average 30. Maybe Cat or Brunson is going to average 25. I think everybody else is going to average in the high teens. So if Brunson averaged 25, Cat may average 22, 23.
Mm-hmm.
Then you may have Bridges and OG high teens. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm just saying I just need OG to be engaged, Fleet. On offense, he doesn't look engaged. And I'm just saying he has to be ready to knock down shots because he is going to be wide open. And I'm just saying if we're going to go against some of the juggernauts, he cannot average 8, 10, 11 points. That's not going to cut it. Or, like I said, at least be prepared to knock down the open shot. I just need OG to be OG, to be aggressive, to be smart. But like you said, defensively, we need him locked in. We need him locked in. If I'm not mistaken, he does look a little overweight. I don't know if he looks too much fit or in shape. He looks a little bit slow.
Okay.
Am I bugging?
Could he shed a couple just from watching him? Okay, maybe.
Right. So
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
Right. So maybe throughout the season,
maybe
guys
he's playing himself into shape.
Right. So because he did come off an injury. We don't know if he's fully healthy. Because like I said, for me, it looked like he lost a slight step, and he doesn't look fat, but he doesn't look physically in shape yet.
Yo, East Blue Drew, hold on real fast. Fufu is amazing. Let me just tell you. So if he's been getting fat off fufu and nothing but Nigerian cuisines, trust me, I understand. I was married to one for 10 years. I understand. It's good eats. It's good eats, man. It's good eats, man. It's good eats.
So big shout out to everybody that love that fufu. Listen, man. Can't go wrong.
Good eats, man.
Big shout out to fufu. Come on now. But yeah, Flea, I just feel
my man came to the wedding. My man, best friend, childhood, came to the wedding. He was like, so we about to eat Lulu, the lamb? We about to eat Lulu, CO? I said, damn, now we ain't killing him in the back and feeding him to y'all. We gonna eat something different though, not Lulu. That shit was hilarious.
Wow. But yeah, Flea, I think tonight, you know what I mean, just to wrap it up, I think tonight is definitely anytime we play against, good teams that we possibly even meet in the playoffs, it's definitely important to play well. And like I said, for me, it's always to send a message that we here, we for real, we the real deal. And like I said, if we do lose, we going out on our shield. We going out in the fight. We cannot go out like what happened in Boston, game one, Tuesday night opener of the NBA. We can never go out like that ever again. So I think tonight we do beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think it's going to be a good game. I think the game is going to be closer than what people think. I give us winning about 6-7 points.
I said about
The
5. Anybody know
Yeah,
the
yeah,
spread? Somebody know the spread? What it look like?
yeah. I don't. Yeah, if anybody know the spread, so yeah, I give us 5, 6, 7 points. But I think Donovan Mitchell's going to go off, and I think this is where Brunson is going to give us a 30 point game. But yeah, man, I think tonight is very important. Now,
I want to leave you with this before we
let's
segue.
go.
Deuce McBride gonna average more points than OG this year. I just wanted to tell you that. I wanted to prepare you for Deuce averaging more than OG. I want to prepare you for that. That might happen. That might happen.
You know what? But you know what? I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. I really don't. Put it like this: with OG, I just need you to knock down shots when you're wide open and just be aggressive when it's time to be aggressive. Yes. Okay, I agree. Us expecting OG to average, but like I said, for me, when you get that money, you cannot be averaging 10 points. I understand what we got him there for.
Yeah, yeah.
But listen, bro, you know what I mean? Like we got to be realistic here. You cannot be out there looking like Michael Porter Jr., Tobias Harris, and all that. Now, we ain't going for that. Which one is worse at being better? Which one is the better, worse player? Tobias Harris or Michael Porter Jr.? Because they both stealing.
Yo, I had another guy. I had one more guy. Lord, I can't think of him right now. I almost called you last night, and I was like, yo, who's worse at stealing money? I had another guy. Damn it. Tobias, Michael Porter Jr. Who else played last night?
Yo,
I can't.
Michael Porter Jr. literally doesn't want to do anything but shoot 3-point shots. I watch him have a wide open free throw shot. He will take a step back to shoot a 3.
Yes. Well, that's analytics. That's analytics. They done got in his head like the 3 is a better shot than a long 2. So they done got in his head with that.
Listen, man. Big shout out to the agents.
Phoenix players. That's your boy, OG. Ain't nobody stealing money way worse than this nigga. Ain't nobody stealing money worse than him.
He's in a category all by himself.
All by himself.
I never thought I would be able to say a person doesn't belong in the league because I'm not here to take money out of nobody's pocket. I'm not here to tell nobody they shouldn't have a job. But Ben Simmons shouldn't be in the NBA. Straight up and down. If you don't want to shoot
another layup last night,
if you don't want to shoot the ball,
another layup, a dunk actually.
You're a former #1 draft pick. You're 6'10". You can handle the ball. You're strong as an ox. Defensively, some people say you're one of the best in the league.
You pass.
You're averaging 5 points. Ben Simmons, if I'm the Brooklyn Nets, I'm buying them out and I'm saying, get out of here, bro. I'm taking that loss.
Wave him. Wave him. Wave him and chalk up the money. Is that Joe Tsai that's still an owner? He's a billionaire. His wife's a billionaire. They good. Cut that loss. Cut the loss and get him the fuck out of here.
What's a worse downfall? Deron Williams or Ben Simmons?
Ben.
By far.
Ben. By far. Ben.
Hey,
there was conversation between Deron and CP3 at one time. We was having conversations about who is the best point guard in the NBA.
But hold on. We've heard analysts say, okay, LeBron, you can retire. We got Ben Simmons now. We've seen Ben Simmons for a 3-year span be one of the best players in the NBA. So the Deron Williams, how great he was in Utah, the comparison to CP3 At one time, people thought Ben Simmons was going to carry the torch for the
Mhm.
NBA. So I'm saying,
Mhm.
to me, he was just as good as Deron Williams at their peaks. I'm saying,
Colin Cowherd
yeah,
said he was. I don't want to say he was better than LeBron, but he made a comparison to LeBron. Like LeBron,
right,
you can retire now. We got Ben Simmons. I was like, whoa,
right, right,
whoa.
right. Yeah. Ben Simmons, Michael Porter Jr., and Tobias Harris. Big shout out to y'all agents. Them guys is legendary. Greatest agents in the world for still getting y'all the bag. Lord have mercy.
Big
Lord
shout out
have
to
mercy.
Tobias's agent is his daddy. So dad is keeping his son paper.
Big
You
shout.
know, big the wheel keeps turning because dad is getting some of that. So they good. Family is good. Big shout out to Tobias. But you other
Now,
niggas, whoever your agent is, God bless him. Word.
now look,
Ain't Ben
let's
Simmons
talk.
clutch?
Maybe I don't even know. I don't know. But
That might be
listen,
Rich Paul. That might be Rich Paul's doing.
let's talk about somebody else that's stealing, that doesn't belong to have a job in the NBA, but they're not a player. They're a coach. Doc Rivers and the
Glenn.
Milwaukee
Glenn.
Bucks.
Glenn.
Glenn. Oh yeah, that's our new thing. When you dirt, we call you by your government. Glenn
Glenn.
Rivers.
Glenn.
Glenn Rivers and the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee, we have a problem. But who is the problem? Is it Glenn Rivers? Is it Giannis Antetokounmpo? Or is it my guy,
Dollar.
Damian? No, Damian. When you lose to the Brooklyn Nets, you get
Damian.
called by your government.
Damian.
Damian Lillard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Flea, I'm gonna throw it to you.
Yes, sir.
Who's the problem? Who's the problem in Milwaukee? And if so, what does Milwaukee have to do? Because this is a shitstorm.
I got my thoughts are all over the place with Milwaukee. So let me try to put them together so I could give it to you the right way. Pause. So my first thought is that Glenn is not the guy for them. He's not the coach for them. Me personally, I don't think Doc Rivers is an NBA level coach anymore. I think he could be a part of your team. I think he could be a lead assistant. I think he could be like around. Hold on. I think he could be around. But in terms of just being the sole leader of men, I don't think he can do that anymore. I think his coaching style is a little antiquated. I don't think he's up to date with how the NBA is, how NBA players are performing, the way you put guys in position to be the most successful. I think he doesn't have a clear picture on how to do that anymore. But then I also look at the players. Dame wanted to be in Miami. Portland didn't get a trade done with Miami, so they got a trade done with Milwaukee. So he clearly is not where he wanted to be. Last year was a clear indication of he did not want to be there and still toughed it out, going through, personal issues in his marriage, all that kind of stuff. Still toughed it out. They wound up finding their way in the playoffs. Both those guys got hurt, and so that was the end of their season. Big shout out to our guy, Gilbert Arenas. I wanted to get in his bag. This is something Gil said about himself that I thought could be applied to Damian Lillard, Giannis, and the rest of that team. Obviously, we remember Gil being, having some great years in Washington. Well, let's not forget, he had Caron Butler over there, who was an all-star. Had Antoine Jameson over there, who was an all-star, right? So they had three all-stars on that team, right? But what Gil was talking about was how he would pick his spots in terms of getting his buckets. Start of the game, he would allow Caron and Antoine Jameson to be more aggressive. He's being that prototypical point guard and trying to find guys, right? So now how he's allowing Caron and Antoine to get in the rhythm. While they're getting the rhythm, they're also drawing fouls. So between the two of them, by the 5 or 6 minute mark of the first quarter, we got you in the penalty, or at least close to the penalty. Right. Now, as the guy who always has the ball in his hands, Gil, who is the hibachi, now I'm going to be aggressive. Now I'm going to play the foul line. Now, whoever's guarding me, they can't play me as tight because you send me to the line. That's 2 points, right? So I think Dame should take a page out of Gil's book and allow Giannis to be Giannis early on. Dame, you be the closer at all points. Dame, you let Giannis get to the free throw line, draw fouls, all of that, and now you being aggressive. Can't nobody guard you when you aggressive. Ain't no guard in the league that can stay in front of Dame.
Right.
Nobody can't fuck with him when he's aggressive. So, as much as we, go back and forth with Gil's our guy, but I thought what he said was like spot on. And that's obviously not my take. I'm getting that from him, but I wanted to share that with our audience and share that with you if you didn't see it, that I think that would help them. Again, a different style coach, I think would be better. If they still had Bud Budenholzer, I think this thing would be a lot different. But yeah, Gil hit it right on the head. I think that those two guys should take a page out of what he was mentioning to get that thing going, because they got a good team. They're not trash. They just got to figure it out. What works, what doesn't work. I was watching them yesterday. Too many times they go 2, 3, 4 minutes without scoring. You got Giannis on your team and Dame Lillard, and you're going through lulls where you don't score. I don't know, OG, how you see it, what you looking at. I know you got a big disdain for Glenn. Where you putting blame? What you thinking?
So, it's easy to put the blame on Glenn Rivers. That's easy to do. He makes it easy. Pause. His track record, just disappointing season after disappointing season with the Clippers. Just seems like everywhere he goes now, he can't get it right. But I got to put a lot of this blame on Giannis. If we do the pie thing how we always do, and it's like, okay, how many slices does Giannis, Dame, and Doc get? I think I'm giving Giannis 50% of the pie. Giannis got to
Head is
trust
the head,
his
so
team.
where's the crown, right?
Of course. And we have to keep the same energy for him like we keep for everybody.
Right.
When your team is struggling, it's normally the best guy that gets the blame. I don't think this roster is a good roster. I think Brook Lopez is now turned into a 3-point big man. I don't know how good his defense is anymore, let alone great. Chris Middleton, you've been saying it. They have to figure something out with him.
He's done. He's done,
Right.
OG.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Done.
Right. So for me, Giannis, it seems like he wants to put everything on his shoulders, but it's not working. It's not working. And I realized in today's NBA now, you have to have damn near a borderline all-star team to be successful. Because Giannis can't do it. Wait, you said it. Giannis and Dame Lillard goes on 2, 3, 4 minute droughts where you can't score the ball. This is Giannis. This is former MVP, former best player in the NBA, former damn near was neck and neck with Steph Curry in the West at one point. One of the best players in the Western Conference when it was the Western Conference. These guys are going through droughts on offense.
Yeah, it was blowing me away yesterday, OG. I was like, what is going on right now?
It's something going on, and this is why I've always been skeptical of Giannis, and y'all used to flame me on it. Like I said, for me, I don't know what it is, but you have to trust your teammates more. You can't do it by yourself. Simple and plain. Giannis want to be the best everything on his team. Whether it's the scorer, the rebounder, the defender, the shot blocker, you have to listen. You have to trust that roster. Doc Rivers is not going to be the one to get it. I disagree with you, Fleet. I think Doc Rivers needs to go coach in high school somewhere, bro. I'm
okay.
I'm being serious, right? I'm being serious, and I'm trying to be respectful because I don't think Doc can talk to grown men no more. The respect level is not there. Big shout out to Mike Tomlin, Pittsburgh Steelers head coach. He's always been big on that. You have to be a leader of men. If these men don't respect you, it's not going to work. And I don't know how many players or teams, if Doc Rivers goes and coach there, are going to respect him? He's just not a good coach. Go ahead.
Mike T had to evolve over the years, right?
Exactly.
Who he was in 2010 when they 09 when they won that championship. He's probably a very different coach than he is 15 years later, right?
Yes.
Very different.
Yes.
Another guy I want to bring up. You kill him, but I think that's a big piece on why he's still a coach, why he's still able to relate to some of these young guys, because he's had to adapt over there. Greg Popovich. I know you kill him, but there's a reason why he's able to relate to a Wemby, to a Stephon Castle, to a Jeremy Sohan, to a Kendall Johnson. All of these guys talk highly of him. Like I was looking at something on YouTube the other day and seeing it was time I sent it to. It was like titled Young Guys Talk Pop. And the gist of it was how really the only reason why he's still around is because he's figured out a way to not be that old school guy. He still has that old school stuff, but he's able to relate to today's player. And a lot of guys don't do that. Glenn can't do it. He don't know how to do it. So it ain't resulting in good coaching. Pop has such a rich history that it whatever. You losing now. All right. You're not able to compile championships like you did. All right. Like Glenn don't have the resume that Doc has. So he ain't got much to rest on. These kids love Pop. These kids don't like Glenn.
I'm gonna leave the Pop thing alone because I go on my rant, and this ain't about Pop.
And I'm not trying to say nothing that Pop is great right now. I'm just telling you, he's relating to these kids.
Are we neglecting the fact that the league might have caught up to Giannis and Dame Lillard's game? Let me explain. Giannis, you can't just run people.
Go ahead.
All right, I mean, it looks like the league is catching up to Joker as well. I know it's only 3 games. Listen, I give it. Hear me out.
Yeah, I'm listening.
A guy like Dame Lillard, you don't really have a handle. If you're not knocking down logo 3-point shots, what else are you doing? It doesn't amaze anymore. Do you see guys like John Morant, Steph Curry, Brunson? You see what they doing offensively? Dame doesn't get his guys involved. Giannis, people say Gilbert Arenas, big shout out to Gil. He even said it. He ain't got no bag. So for me, like you said, Flea, coaching, evolving, players evolving. Dame Lillard and Giannis are the same players 3, 4, 5 years ago. The league has evolved. If you notice, it's going back a little bit to a little bit of post up. It's not all, you get what I'm saying? So how do you feel as far as like, has Dame Lillard and Giannis, has the league caught up to their game and nobody goes for the shenanigans anymore?
I'm not ignoring Phoenix Plays Z, but he's rolling right now on Giannis. This is funny as hell. How can you run a 2-man game if the big screen's like a toddler? It's the facts, though. It's the facts. It's the fact. Because he gets away with doing that ghost screen where you coming up acting like you're about to set the screen and roll immediately, or not going to set the screen and not like setting it so that somebody can use it or reject it. Like he does a lot of like going in there to fake it and it's I understand what Phoenix Plays Z is talking about in terms of how he screens in that pick and roll. Giannis is 7 feet. How tall is he? How tall? 6'11"?
At least 6'11".
And he's a house. He's a house. He could be the best screener in the NBA. Like, right? We talk about Steven Adams as such a great screener.
Right.
Jonas Valanciunas is such a great screener.
Right.
You could be a great screener too, Giannis. Like, you choose not to.
Fleet, I just feel, guys like Giannis, Dame, you gotta try to mix it up. Your game from 5 years ago is not going to cut it today, and it's starting to show. I'm sorry, and I think in a minute, Joker is going to be going through the same thing. Unless you got the proper team around these guys, nobody's going for them. Yeah, you're going to have the numbers. but you're not going to be beating teams. Like I said, these 3 games, Dame Lillard's still averaging over 25, but you're losing to the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, Giannis is going to have the numbers,
They lost to
but you're
Chicago.
right. You get what I'm
Kobe
trying to
White
say?
was kicking his ass the other night.
Come on. So once again, teams are younger. They're watching film and they're figuring you out. And once again, you making it easy. Look at guys like KD who still is evolving. He still could do everything. Mid range, go to the to the Baja, 3-point shot, post you up. A guy
Three
like
levels.
Dame Lillard is only looking to do one thing: come off that screen and knock down a 3-point shot. And once in a while, he'll hesitate and get to the basket. But Dame is looking to do one thing and one thing only, Fleet.
Chat, let me let y'all know something, chat. If you asked before the emergence of Jalen Brunson, if you asked OG who is his favorite player, not point guard, his favorite player in the NBA, he will look you in your face with a straight face and tell you dollar, Damian Lillard. So it is moving me right now at how much criticism my dog is giving, and rightfully so. Rightfully so, OG.
Fleet, I argue that Dame was better than Luka Doncic.
Yes, I remember. I remember.
Hold on. Let me say it again real quick. I argue Dame Lillard is better than Luka Doncic.
And I don't want to disrespect Dame by, using your line, not even close, but it's not even close. It's not even close. It's not even close, OG.
So,
Brunson bag is deeper.
Listen, and when Milwaukee made the trade, I went berserk. I said, "Oh, Milwaukee's winning the finals."
Yes,
Remember, because my thing was always Dame never had that guy next to him.
Yes.
So now it's a load taken off of him. You got another super duper, and it's not working.
Yeah.
Only thing I can guess and I can see as I watch the games. Prime example, look at a guy like John Morant. When he got the ball, you don't know what he going through. Still with Steph Curry running around screens. I'm saying Dame and Giannis, they have to evolve or they will be like this for the next 5 to 10 years. They will struggle. And this is why what's the name is so important for them. What's our guy that's always hurt in Milwaukee?
Middleton.
This is why Middleton was so important because he could mix it up. Remember, Middleton could put the ball on the floor and get his own shot. Middleton could knock down a 3. Middleton mid-range was legit. And he could get to the Baja.
What made them think, chemistry-wise, potentially winning another championship? What made them think replacing Drew Holiday with Damian Lillard was the smartest move?
They went for the name on the back of the jersey.
I for the life of me, like, obviously hindsight is always 2020. But even then, when the deal was done and the moves were made, I was a little skeptical because I'm like, it's probably right. Because here's the thing, OG. What happens is that now I got to get some legit offensive firepower in here to make up for Middleton being dog shit, right? So I got to go get Dame Lillard, right? But now I lose everything that Drew Holiday provides. Everything, right? And the fact that Drew could score the ball too. Obviously not at the clip that Dame does. But
but when
Drew
he needs
go get
to,
you
he put
20
the ball
if you
in.
need a dub. You need Drew to go get you a dub, he will get you a dub.
Yes, I agree.
An effective dub. And it's going to stop the opposing best player. And it will defend the opposing team's big. And it's going to be your prototypical point guard. Point guard.
Listen.
That's a bad deal looking back, OG.
I'm here to admit I was wrong. When this trade went down, I thought this gave Milwaukee a clear cut to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
You make a great point. They were supposed to try to get somebody to fill Chris Middleton's spot and keep Drew Holiday. When it's all said and done, Drew Holiday is going to be the most underrated NBA player of all time. What he brings to the table I don't see 5 players in the NBA doing what he does. Seriously. And this is what Drew Holiday is to Boston and what he was to Milwaukee. That's what we need OG to be. I'm not saying OG can beat Drew Holiday, but how, like you said, oh, we need 20 tonight. Got y'all. All right, I might got 6 tonight, but what I'm doing on the defensive end makes up for all of that. So I agree. That was a bad trade, but Milwaukee's in trouble, Flea. You can hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
So before we get to this next topic, 30 seconds.
Yep.
What does Milwaukee do? If you're the GM or the owner, what do you do right now with the Milwaukee Bucks?
You got to play the season out, OG. You got to play the season out at this point. I don't see any viable moves that can happen unless it is involving one of your two guys, unless you relocating to Damian Lillard, unless you're relocating to Giannis. I don't see a move that can happen with what the pieces that you guys have that upgrades you. You got pieces to move, right? Somebody will take Taurean Prince. Somebody will take Pat Connaughton. Somebody will take Gary Trent Jr. Like, somebody will take Brook Lopez. Somebody will take, you got guys over there that you could put in packages, but what is the best trade that puts them in a position that, you know, now you're back to title contender? You go trade with Chicago to try to go get Zach LaVine? What does that do? Do you go? I mean, he wanted to be there, but decided not to because they said they was going to trade Middleton, and he didn't like their loyalty. But do you go call Phoenix and see if you can grab Brad Beal from Phoenix? Like, what more? You know what I'm saying? I'm reaching now. You see me? I'm reaching now. Like, what do we do? What is out there right now? You call Portland and try to find a deal for Jeremy Grant, right? Like, I don't know do you need a all-star level player, or do you need, like I said, Jeremy Grant, a guy that could come in and, you know, and fill a spot, right? I don't know what it is that they need, but they need something. They need something. Dame and Giannis have to absolutely figure it out. Dame and Giannis have to absolutely figure it out. It's on them. It's not on their role players. It's not on anybody else, OG. It's on them. Yeah, Glenn, for sure. But it's on them now. It's on them. They got to get it done. Got to get it done.
Great take. Everybody, man, in the chat, hit that like button, share, subscribe. Before you
segue, big shout outs to Eves. I just want to try to say his name because his name looks ill. Yves Levecki. Did I say that right? Yves Levecki. Let me know if I said that right. But Miami call right now. So I want Dame. I'll give you Jimmy right now. Get it done.
I'm trying to keep Dame with Jimmy Butler and Giannis. I'm not. Yeah.
Right. You want to do that? That's, I don't know.
Because now who's playing the point guard over there if Dame is gone?
Where?
In Milwaukee. What I'm saying is, if Milwaukee trades, you understand what I'm saying? If Milwaukee trades Dame to Miami for Jimmy Butler, who's the point guard? Who's the starting point guard for the Milwaukee Bucks now?
No clue. Cross that bridge when you get there. If you're gonna do something.
For me, Fish, what up, Fish? For me, I'm firing Doc Rivers. Excuse me, Glenn Rivers. I'm firing Glenn Rivers immediately. Soon as we lost to Brooklyn by double figures, at one time we was damn near down 20.
Down 20, yeah.
Glenn Rivers is fired. I'm sorry. We've seen too many great coaches that was, you know, in the background, or assistant coaches come up and do hell of a jobs. Milwaukee needs a new voice. And Glenn Rivers is not it.
After 3 months, OG? After 4 months? 6 months?
No.
Whatever it's been?
Yeah. Hold on. They did it to Griffin? Yeah. Do you see the juggernaut, how Boston looked? Do you see what Orlando and Cleveland is looking like?
Yes.
What's going to happen when Paul George and
Joe
Embiid
up.
get
Yeah.
back?
Yeah.
Do you see our Knicks? If
Yes.
I'm the
Yeah.
Milwaukee organization, if I'm the owner of the GM, I'm shaking in my boots. And you're not, I agree, Flea, you're not going to trade Dame or Giannis right now. Let's be realistic, right? So I don't know what you're going to do. But if I'm the owner of the GM, Doc Rivers got to go. I'm sorry. Glenn,
That
your
that
services. Listen, what my man G Money told us in New Jack Cities, your services are no longer
no
needed.
needed.
Rockabye, baby,
Baby.
in broad daylight.
Daylight.
Listen, that's how you fire Glenn Rivers. I'd have fired him while the game was going on. That should have been breaking news while he was on the sideline.
Yo, OG, we're gonna segue to this. This is a great segue. I saw somebody on Twitter say, Lakers look so good under JJ Redick. They need to call Darvin Ham and fire him again. Just call him on the phone and say, yo, you're fired again. Let me remind you, don't come back over here. You're done. Don't come back. I was crying laughing because I'm like, that is spot on. That's spot on.
What bench is Darvin Ham on right now?
We both should go off screen.
Darvin Ham is on the Milwaukee Bucks bench, right?
That's a fact. The lead assistant. We'll leave
that alone.
Yes, please. Let's give Darvin some mercy because this looks bad for him right now.
Great segue. Lakers. 3-0 start since forever.
Since
JJ Redick.
Since Phil Jackson.
JJ Redick is looking like the new Phil Jackson. 3-0. LeBron looks revised. Anthony Davis. Looking like the best player in the NBA.
Anthony Davis.
It's only three games. Is everybody going too far? Or are the Lakers now legit? Because hold on, before you answer that, you see how everybody goes berserk, but when you ask a simple question, okay, cool. Are the Lakers title contenders? Everybody starts stuttering. Yeah. Everybody start trying to find their keys. They don't know where they drink at no more.
Did I got my phone? Where my phone at?
Remember, hey, you got a light? Look, you got a light? Yeah. Can't pump?
Niggas just doing head, knees, and toes.
Niggas start getting fake phone calls. Hold on for a minute. Hello?
Niggas is doing the Macarena when they start asking niggas about the Lakers. That's
funny. Yeah, look.
That's fucking funny.
Come on, man. So do the Lakers have the next Phil Jackson 3-0 start? Is this enough games for us to say the Lakers finally got it together and that they're moving into the right direction?
Answering your direct question doesn't mean that they got it all together. No, it doesn't mean that. But I think there's a lot of stuff that you can look at with this team that is promising. They look like a completely different team. You can look at guys that want to play for a certain coach and when guys don't want to play for a certain coach. Body language, all of that. Ball players, y'all know what I'm talking about. And people that are watching the game, y'all know what I'm talking about. You can tell when somebody enjoys playing for a certain coach. That's number one. Number two, they look different. If you're watching them, they look different. How they're playing the game of basketball, they look different. They're leading and going through Anthony Davis. That's not even a question. It starts and ends with him. They should have been doing that from a long time ago. Darvin Ham didn't know that. There was always this thought that you get with LeBron, you put shooters around him, and you're gonna be fine. That's not the case no more. You could see JJ Redick is like, I don't give a fuck if LeBron James is 40 years old. Y'all run. Get up and down. When I need to rest LeBron, he will let me know. But let's get up and down. Let's get easy baskets. Let's get in transition. Let's put pressure on the defense. Let's not allow the defense to set up. They look different. This is not the same team that's like slow it down and let LeBron. No. Okay, LeBron is old, so what? Let's play fast. And they playing very fast. They're getting easy baskets. Everybody's touching it. D'Lo looks like a NBA point guard, not a combo guard. He looks like an NBA point guard. Them guys look different, man. How the team is rolling, they look different. Anthony Davis looks like an MVP candidate this year.
Great take. I gotta pat myself on the back because I've been saying this for the last year or two. This Lakers roster isn't that bad. Flea, how long I've been saying that?
Long time.
This is the same roster, basically, that went to the Western Conference Finals. This is the same roster from last season. So it may be a new voice in the locker room. And like you said, the disrespect that Darvin Ham was getting on that sideline was legendary. When they first hired him, I remember arguing with people. I said he didn't deserve the job. He shouldn't have got the job. And he's proven that. But wow, was he being disrespected? Now, do I think JJ Redick is going to be successful? I don't want him to not be successful. I'm not rooting against him, but I don't know. We've all agreed.
Minnesota, Phoenix, Sacramento are 3 good tests to start the season.
Yes, agreed.
3 good tests. 3 different ways.
Agreed.
They had to win a defensive matchup that first game against Minnesota. They was in a shootout with Sacramento. They won in the shootout.
Yeah,
then
agree.
They had to climb their way back into a game with Phoenix where they was down 20. Right? They've won 3 different ways, or to start the season. So that's promising for Laker fans and people that are wondering what they're gonna look like.
We've all agreed the Lakers will be successful if they go through AD.
1000%.
We've all been adamant about that for 2 years. And I've always said, when you're in a position that LeBron James has been in since probably the age of 13, 14, he knows no other way. So I want to see how long, if he could do for a whole season, where they go through him and through AD, and then in the fourth quarter, that's when LeBron can be LeBron. But I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon after 3 games, because when we lost to Boston, everybody said it's only 1 game. So I gotta say it's only been 3 games. Do they have a different swag to them? Hell yeah. Do they look like they get up now to play? Hell yeah. That might be JJ Redick, and I gotta give a shout out to our brother Fabian. He's the big JJ Redick guy, and so far he's been 100% correct.
Yep.
JJ Redick might be the guy. Can he be the next Phil Jackson? Come on now.
That's big shoes. Can he be the next Pat Riley? That's big shoes.
11 championships, 3 peak. Right.
That's big shoes. Big shoes.
Right. But can he be a good head coach? So far, it's looking like he can. But I'm not, me being a diehard Knicks fan and hating the Lakers and not being a LeBron fan, due to everybody that trolls me as Laker fans, so that's why I troll LeBron and Lakers so much. I can't give him that much props. I got to take a page out of your book, Flea. Do it again. Let's see. Because I don't want to hear no excuses if they lose in the first round again. I don't want to hear LeBron is old. I don't want to hear, AD this, AD that. No, I don't want to hear no excuse. Get it done. I'm not saying you should win a title, but if you got a good head coach who people think can be a great head coach, if LeBron is still top 10 best players in the NBA, if AD is top 5 best players in the NBA, probably the best defender in the NBA.
In the game, yes.
And you got a solid roster, Austin Reeves and things of that nature, you should be title contenders. If we go by the letter of the law.
Listen.
Go ahead.
No, just my thing. The only thing that I'm curious on and need to see is when some adversity hits. How is JJ Redick going to coach when an injury happens and he has to change some things up? When they hit a 3-game losing streak, how do you how do you react? How do you respond? How do you coach? How do you coach your way out of a losing streak? We're gonna see. That's what I'm concerned about. That'll show me, okay, he's ready to rock. Because it could go left, right? It could go left at the drop of a dime. An injury happens and you don't know how to adjust, and you wind up in the lottery. right?
Right.
Something happens, and now it goes from JJ Redick is a damn good coach to JJ Redick is in over his head calling for his job.
Yeah.
He's not
That's
exempt. He's not
yeah.
exempt. This is
That's a
LA,
that
baby.
yeah. That
This is
that that's a
LA.
good point. Yeah, let's see what happens when fatigue set in. Because
Yeah,
LeBron quote said he's gonna play all 82 games, and I respect that. So
we shall
let's
see.
see if some fatigue starts setting in. Like you said, we know Anthony Davis fatigue as well.
Right.
One thing that I can respect from the Lakers organization right now and JJ Redick, the Bronny James thing is over with now. That distraction is done. They got it out the way.
Mhm.
Because now he's going to be in the G League, and I'm pretty sure he's going
Where
to
he
be in
should
there.
be.
Right,
Where
and
he
I'm
should
pretty
be.
sure. And big shout out to that young man, and I hope nothing and wish nothing but success to him. But
Mhm.
now I think that distraction is done. Um, I think they lie and talk about he's going to be splitting. No, I think he's going to be in the G League the whole time.
Yeah, I hope.
Um, but I think that's a bad distraction. Him on you got to remember him on the sideline. People want to see him play. To me, that's a distraction. Keep him away for now. Let him get better, and
Right.
let's see what happens. But I totally agree. Let's see what happens when some adversity hits. I
Yeah.
can't jump on the Lakers bandwagon because if we go by history, you got swept in the conference finals. Last year, you won one playoff game. Both of those seasons, you were in the play-in. I don't see no different. Yeah, it's only been 3 games. It may be just the excitement of the season, and y'all catching people off guard. Let's see now when the game plan, everybody knows what's going on now. Let's see what happens. But so far, Fabian has been right.
He
JJ Redick
has.
is doing his thing. He's doing his thing, and I gotta give him props. But
It's gonna take you a second. The Lakers, listen, y'all. The Lakers could be a 1 seed, and OG is gonna be like, "Well, it ain't the playoffs yet. They gotta win in the playoffs. They could be a 1 seed,
yeah,
y'all. Win 60
right.
games.
Right. Because when you're a guy of LeBron's stature, this is about championships. So I don't care how great you played in 3 games. Let's see what happens in the playoffs. Because remember, you know how I give it up. You can have this great season. Y'all could be. Remember, LeBron could be top 5 MVP candidate at the age of 40. AD could win Defensive Player of the Year. He could be in. So they. It's possible that the Lakers can have 2 MVP candidates, top five, uh, in the same season and still losing the first round. Then what? Then what? So for me, I'm not riding the bandwagon. I'm not on the JJ Redick train, not yet. But I agree, Flea. They do have a spark and a swag to them that's much different from when Darvin Ham was there. And I think, that plays a part. And, this is where coaching is definitely making its mark. So, yeah, Flea, let's see. But tonight, I think, is a test. Y'all played Phoenix already. Now y'all playing Phoenix at home. Let's see if Phoenix makes the adjustments. Let's see if y'all counter those. And let's see how great JJ Redick coaches. Now, if they can get this win, I know it's a long season. And if they can stay healthy and they get this win tonight, I think they may be the real deal. Because now you beat Phoenix twice at home and at your spot. That's gotta give them props on that. So let's see tonight.
We're going. We're gonna see. We're gonna see this JJ Redick's first road game, right? So we'll see how he adjusts on the road. I know one thing. Do we remember Darvin Ham getting his first win as a Laker head coach? His first win as a head coach. Do we
It was
remember?
weird.
Do we remember it? Did he get soaked and drenched by the whole team? Did they celebrate him?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They did? Okay. If
I
if, if you
I,
if
I
you can
think
correct
so.
me, okay. If that happened, then good. I'm glad. Because the way they loving on JJ right now is very different than how Darvin Ham
Very.
was getting loved on. So
Yeah.
we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, Flea, the Knicks is about to play.
Knicks on tonight, baby.
Listen,
Let's
it's about to start right now. Listen, we
let's
got to
get
get
to
ready
it.
for that. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, and y'all already know how we give it up. DraftKings, man. Hit that code ABTV. You put in $5. Hit that promo code. You get $200. Our brother Fabian, he will be back in the building. Always here in spirit. He's okay. Everything is fine. Miss our brother, but big shout out to everybody in the chat. Flea, take us home, baby.
My brothers, listen, appreciate everybody in the chat except Fish. We don't appreciate you. Now we love you, Fish. You know that, big dog. We love you, Fish. Appreciate everybody that's tapped in. Ray, I know you watching. Hope you were pleased with us this evening, my brother. We held it down for you. We didn't have all the pomp and circumstance that you usually have for us, but we'll be back ready to rock and roll as soon as you get back. Thank you, everybody that tapped in. Knicks tonight, Cavaliers about to tip off in a few minutes. Hopefully we can get this win tonight, OG.
Hey, Fleet, before we get out of here, it's a big night for sports. We're going to repeat it. Knicks versus Cleveland, Lakers, Phoenix, Giants, Steelers. Oh, and we got a World Series, Yankees, Dodgers.
Yeah, this is a goodie tonight. Matter of fact, I'm done talking to y'all for the night. Let's get to the sports, y'all.
AllBall TV, y'all. Big Flea, and we out.